Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. So today I am gonna be filming my part 2 of my life as a single mom kind of series. I was thinking of just making it kind of like a series. So on my last video I told you guys that I had a fibroid removed out of my uterus, and a girl, she's always commenting on my videos, so thank you so much for always commenting on my videos. I always read them, and she basically told me that she had some cysts on her ovaries, and she wanted me to explain a little bit more about what happened with my fibroid. So basically, for the ones that don't know, a fibroid is kind of like a cyst, but when a cyst gets a little bit bigger, it's not called a cyst anymore, it's a fibroid. And basically that's what happened to me. When I was let's see, in around April of 2012, I got pregnant. So when I was around 21 weeks pregnant, my water broke. And for the ones that don't know, a 21-week baby cannot survive outside of the womb because their lungs are not fully developed. So my water broke on October the 26th of 2012, and I had to deliver my baby. He was a baby boy and we named him Isaac, and I delivered him 2 days later. So he was born on October 28th of 2012. When I would deliver him, he was already dead, and he died inside of me pretty much. And the reason why my water broke when I was only 5 months pregnant is because I had a fibroid. So the way that happened was, when I started my pregnancy, the fibroid was not big, but because there's a lot of blood flow in your uterus whenever you get pregnant, basically the fibroid was feeding itself from the pregnancy and all that blood that the uterus was getting so that the baby could grow. So all the pressure that I had from the fibroid and from the pregnancy caused the bag to basically rupture. So that's what happened with that. I delivered my baby, I was released from the hospital, and all that stuff happened. What I didn't know was that the fibroid was too big. So basically, for the next probably 2 weeks, I started getting an infection and a really high fever. I was getting a lot of pain on my back. I was really constipated, and the pain on my back was pretty much unbearable. I couldn't sleep like laying down anymore. I had to sleep like sitting down on my bed because there was a lot of pain on my back. So one day I woke up in the morning around 11ish, and I called my mom and I just told her that I was in a lot of pain. So my mom went to my house where I was living before with my son's dad, because it is the same dad. So I was living with him at the moment, and I called my mom and I just told her to go pick me up because I just couldn't stand the pain anymore. So basically I spent the whole day at my mom's house, and I also was gonna spend the night there. So like around 3 in the morning, I just kept getting up and getting up and getting up to the bathroom, and my mom just was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you keep on getting up to the bathroom so much? And she checked my stomach, and it was just red. It was just completely red, and it was kind of like swollen and bloated. So we just went to the ER. When I got there, they told me that I had an infection going on, and they just admitted me. I was in the hospital for like another 2 weeks. They were trying to get the infection under control because basically I was getting a lot of fevers, and they couldn't get my infection down. So I was in the hospital for like around 2 weeks when they decided to do a CT scan, and they found out that I had a big fibroid on my uterus. So the fibroid was basically the size of a small melon. It was like this big, and back then I was a pretty thin girl, so when I would be like laying down, you could like see it on my stomach. You could basically see the bump. So that's when they found out that I had it, and it was causing a lot of pressure on my back bones, so that's why I was having a lot of back pain. Also, it was causing like pressure on my bladder. That's why I couldn't go to the bathroom and all that stuff because of that fibroid. So that was kind of like around November-ish. So I was released from the hospital in November, like right before Thanksgiving, and they scheduled my surgery for December the 19th. So for those 2 weeks, I still was on pain. I was on medication and pain meds and all that stuff. But thank God that on December the 19th, so right before Christmas, I had my surgery to get my fibroid removed. I do have a scar. Well, now I have it because I had a C-section, but basically the scar that I have, it's like right there where they do a C-section, and it looked like a C-section scar because the fibroid was way too big. So basically what happened after that, my doctor told me that I was not gonna be able to deliver anymore because the fibroid was really attached to my uterus. So there are some fibroids that are inside of your uterus, and there's some fibroids that are outside of your uterus, as well as like attached to your ovaries and stuff like that. So for the ones that don't know or are not really familiar with it, basically a cyst or a fibroid, they start forming on your uterus because like these are your ovaries, and when you're gonna have your period, right before you have your period, or like 2 weeks before you have your period, you release an egg. You release an egg, one from your left ovary, and then next month you release an egg from your right ovary, and vice versa every single month. So whenever you release an egg from your ovary and it goes down to your uterus, sometimes there is some tissue or residue that is left over from that egg that gets released, and that's how a cyst starts forming. Now a cyst can be little, and you can have them and they can never cause any problem. You can have cysts in your ovaries, and then whenever you get pregnant you get rid of them, or whenever you have your period sometimes you get rid of them. Sometimes you just don't get rid of them, and they cause a lot of like hormonal changes, like in your face or on your mood. There is some girls that even take birth control pills because, like I said, every time that you're releasing those eggs, there is like a residue that just stays on your ovaries, and that's what causes the cyst. So when they give you birth control, you don't release eggs anymore, so that is keeping you from getting more cysts, or is keeping you from your cysts getting even bigger. Sometimes cysts, they can cause you infertility, but sometimes they're there and you can have them forever, and you'll never have problems with them. But in my case, I had one that I knew I had on my left ovary, and I think that's the one that's just started getting bigger when I got pregnant from all that blood flow. And I am not saying by any means that if you have cysts and if you get pregnant they're gonna get bigger, because like I said, this is my personal experience. That's what happened to me, and I'm not saying that it's gonna happen to you. You just have to talk to your doctor about that. And if you have cysts or fibroid, and if you get pregnant and they start getting bigger, they can cause complications in the pregnancy, just like mine did. That it was just way too much with the baby and the pregnancy, and I'm so thin that it was too much pressure, so it caused the bag to break basically. So yeah. After that, I started having like normal periods. I was never really irregular, so nothing really led me to think that that was gonna be like a problem or something. You know, I kind of like forgot that I had it until that moment when my water broke, and I'm like, oh, this is what caused it. So, you know, like I said, sometimes cysts, they do grow, or they can just stay the same size. Like I said, it just depends on yourself, on your own body. Um, After that, like I said, my doctor told me that I couldn't deliver normal anymore because basically on the area, my cyst was on the top area of my uterus, and they said that when they took it out, there was another one growing on the back of the size of a small lime or lemon. So I had one that was like the size of a small melon, and then I had another one that was growing off of it the size of a small lime. So, you know, it was a lot that I was going on at that moment, but thank God that they took him out, and you know, I don't have those anymore. So when I got pregnant again with my son, you know, they were doing like checkups every month, and they gave me progesterone shots so that, you know, nothing like that would happen again. However, I did have to deliver him through a C-section when I was around 36 weeks. They didn't wanted my pregnancy to basically go full term, because on the side of my uterus where my fibroid was, because they took out my fibroid and it was super attached to my uterus, because it was not an inside fibroid, but it was pretty much like on top of my uterus. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but a uterus is basically like a pear upside down, and my fibroid was on the top. So when they took it out, they took a big chunk of my uterus, and my lining on the top is not as thick as, you know, a normal uterus. So it's basically like a balloon. When you get pregnant, it starts getting bigger and bigger, and on the part where, you know, my lining is not normal anymore, they were afraid that you know, it was gonna burst open. Hopefully and thankfully that didn't happen. So, you know, definitely tell your doctor to check for any fibroids or anything like that if you are trying to either get pregnant, or if you're already pregnant. If you have a history of cysts, you know, talk to your doctor if you do want to get pregnant, or if you do get pregnant and you have cysts, talk to your doctor, you know, have them check them for growth and stuff like that, because on my case, it cost me to lose that pregnancy. I do have pictures, but I'm not gonna post them or anything like that, just because it is, you know, my personal preference. But you know, this is my story about what happened with that pregnancy. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on here and just tell you guys what happened and my story with my fibroid, my operation, and that pregnancy and all that stuff. That happened, like I said, in I lost the baby on October the 28th, and I had my surgery on December the 19th. So it was basically a couple months that I was, you know, like sick and in pain and stuff like that. But right now I'm good. I have a healthy 2-year-old baby boy, and you know, I'm healthy as well. So, you know, don't think that because you have a cyst, oh, you know, if that's what happened to her, this is gonna happen to me. No, we're all different, and definitely tell your doctor, and they should be able to, you know, help you. So yeah, I think that's gonna be everything for today. If you have any questions or anything about the fibroid, my cyst, or my delivery with my baby, or all the stuff, just, you know, leave me a comment down below, and I will try my best to answer all of your questions, either in a video, or I'll just answer your comment if it's just a quick question. So yeah, guys, this is gonna be my part 2, and like I said, I'm gonna make it a series because I have a couple more things that I want to talk to you guys about. And I think, yeah, I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, and you know, if you have a similar experience like I did, don't be afraid to either contact me on Snapchat or on Instagram. My Snapchat is Kary Garcia, so that's Kary Garcia, Garci without an A, one. I am gonna leave the links in the description down below. If not, you can just find them on my other videos, and also on my Instagram. It's the same, but my Instagram, I think it's Karina Garcia 1. So yeah, or just leave me a comment here and I will try to answer it. So yeah guys, that's everything for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like these kind of videos, just give me a thumbs up, and see you guys later. Bye.